Hello everyone, and this is my review for Monday Night Raw on October the 19th, 2015, and man, this being the final show going into the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I thought they would hopefully save a lot of good stuff going into the pay-per-view, but I feel like they just dropped the ball on everything again this week. It was another rather lackluster Raw. You do have the three legends going out there with Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Shawn Michaels. And outside of Shawn Michaels with his promo with Seth Rollins in there, they did nothing. They literally did nothing. They were just there. Like I said, Shawn Michaels had a good promo with Seth Rollins in there. That's actually something, but like Ric Flair was just there to introduce Roman Reigns. And Stone Cold was there to introduce The Undertaker out to the ring. And pretty much, and then do the podcast afterwards with Brock Lesnar, which was a pretty good podcast in that case, but that's not part of Raw in any way, shape, or form. There's a little bit of lackluster there. They were pretty much just there for the terms of getting a pop and then introduce the next guy. The stare-off with Undertaker and Brock Lesnar probably really signified nothing too much. I mean, it's kind of fitting to have them do a stare-off and then wait for Sunday to do the actual match itself, but in the end, nothing too big there. The continuation of the Divas storylines were in there as well. Them continuing on with Team Bella going up against Team Bad in this case was a decent match. Then they had a commercial break to work through and everything as well. But all in all, decent match there. Same with Brie and Charlotte. Not a bad match. And, kind of just finishing off touches going into Sunday for Charlotte and Nikki Bella for the Divas title there. The promo backstage with Paige was actually a really, really good promo. I liked what they were doing there. It continues the speculation and the whole storyline with her and Natalya, and where they're going to go with that somewhere down the road. So they're actually building some kind of storylines, and they're actually forming into something. You're getting the dissension with Team Bad. You're not seeing Team Bad actually showing dissension, but you're kind of getting a dissension feel storyline going on there. You also have Nikki going after the Divas title in there. Those storylines are kind of basic and everything. The one that's probably a little bit more complex in some way is the Natalya Paige one, and the promo she did with Renee Young was really, really good. I liked what they did. There in that sense. So they did do something relatively good there. They also did the Dudleys and John Cena going up against the New Day. And there's another thing. There was 3 6-man tag matches and another tag match on Raw this week. And then I think Brie and Charlotte was the only singles match on Raw this week. No, yeah, Kevin Owens and Mark Henry as well. But in a sense, you had a lot of tag matches in there, and in the end, all those tag matches were pretty good. I liked the promo the New Day did right before the match. The match itself with all 6 of them was actually a really good one. Same with Sheamus, Rusev, and why am I slipping? Oh, yep, King Barrett. I don't know why King Barrett was slipping my mind there for a second, but Sheamus, Rusev, and King Barrett going up against Dolph Ziggler, Neville, and now why is the other one slipping my mind now? It always does. It always does slip my mind. Yep, just completely slipped my mind there. Someone correct me in comments, or however you want to correct me in there. But that match was good. They're going to be redoing the match on Sunday as well as part of the kickoff show. They also played this storyline up of Randy Orton not being at Raw. Same with Kane. They instead of having some kind of interaction with Kane and Seth Rollins before going into the pay-per-view, they decided to play a storyline of suspending Kane. I don't know where they were going with that. Of course, they didn't do anything with Demon Kane's side either in there. You also have the storyline going on with Randy Orton not being at Raw, and they're playing it up as a storyline for speculation that the Wyatts got to him and everything like that. And then they even kind of played it off where, you know, Luke Harper wasn't even there at the show. So they were kind of playing it off as like, oh, is Luke Harper doing whatever he's doing with Randy Orton at this time? The only problem with it was that they advertised the match with Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper and Braun Strowman early on in the show. And then it turned into a tag match with him and Roman Reigns. And then when the Wyatts appeared for the promo with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan shows up. And that's kind of where the problem was there. You didn't get much of... It's like, you didn't get much of anything, and they advertised a thing with Luke Harper beforehand. Maybe if they didn't do that, that comes off a little bit better and a little bit more shocking in that case. Also, the announcers didn't do all that good of a job. Either they were quietly talking while Roman Reigns was grabbing the chair, so they got their voices down. It's like, who is that? Is that Eric Rowan? Is that... What? Oh. And then they announced it like much later when Roman Reigns was going after all three of them after the promo, which was a decent promo. This week's promo was a lot better than last week's promo from Roman Reigns. But, you know, just all in all, continuity throughout the entire night was just, where was it? And even complete... being of use, like good usefulness of the people they had out there was not all that good. And then they kick it all off with, or not kick it off, but they end it all with Shawn Michaels coaxing Seth Rollins to team up with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. What a waste of a potential Shield reunion. They could have played a Shield reunion so much better. In some way. And then of course, you know, maybe they can do it now because you know, Seth Rollins fakes an injury and gets out of there, but then they make it look like Roman Reigns, though they have Roman Reigns go over crazy strong over three guys much bigger than him at the end. Oh no, the end of the show was not all that great. The match with Kevin Owens and Mark Henry was okay. It was an okay match. I'll get back into that in a few seconds for what happened at the end, because you also have Ryback going up against Seth Rollins after the promo that he and Shawn Michaels had. Good promo by them as well. I liked what they did there. They tried building him up a little bit more, but the match with him and Ryback was kind of meh, and they were playing up this rib injury angle and from Ryback, and just, you know, having Ryback lose so cleanly, so easily after the like right before his match with for the Intercontinental title just did not make any sense. Though, you know, in a sense, I mean, in a sense, losing to WWE Champion is not all that bad, though, considering he's been getting pinned by everybody else recently, and they've not been booking him all that well to begin with. Doesn't make him look all that good. And then they have him come out at the end of the night not selling the rib injuries from the match that he was selling pretty hard during that match, and he wasn't selling them later on in the night when he attacked Kevin Owens after his match with Mark Henry. So they tried to make him look strong by getting one over on Kevin Owens, but he was made to look relatively weak earlier on in the show as well, and then go with the aspect that he wasn't even selling the rib injuries later on in the night. Just bad booking in that sense. So all in all, man, I felt this show was very lackluster. They had some good points in there. The New Day stuff was good. The match with them, John Cena and the Dudleys was really good. But in the end, it was one of 3 6-man tag matches that they had on the show, and they had another tag match to go along with it in there as well. So you almost felt like it was almost like a SmackDown in that sense, because SmackDown's always been the area where they kind of just throw those random tag matches at you, and that's kind of what you got this week on Monday Night Raw. So it just did not come off all that good this week with Monday Night Raw, which is unfortunate going into the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. So that is my review this week for Monday Night Raw. We will be seeing the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view on Sunday, and hopefully we get a better one out of Hell in a Cell than we've been getting out of Monday Night Raw recently. And I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.